fill up. Let's fill up. Let's fill up the seats. There's more room in the back. Might be standing room only, but let's fill up. We got news here in 3 minutes. You guys know the deal. Sorry, I was dropping off my kids. Got stuck on a railroad crossing for like 200 or 300 wagons. The shit would just not end. Must have been, that train must have lasted through like 4 cities. That's how long it was. Anyway, we have news. We will look for a push and a rebreak of that push off the 1 minute. You guys already know the deal. Got stuck with the tortoise in the way, yeah. If you're up in news right now, just yeah, I would be break even. You don't want news push you the other way, but then again, you usually see news push in the direction of price action, right? Let's go to Forex Factory here. We have 2.5 minutes for unemployment claims. We will be ready. Let's drop some levels. Do we have any levels? Oh, we leveling. Yeah. We leveling. Damn, this shit right here is 70 pips. This right here is 200 something, 210. A lot of range, a lot of room, and another 200 to come up. So let's lock in. We got 2 minutes. Minute and a half, 90 seconds here. Should get interesting. Welcome to the show, Bougie. Yeah. This could get interesting. Music too loud? Sorry. There you go. That should keep it quiet for you, just long enough for us to trade news. Thirty seconds. 30 seconds. Does that heartbeat make you more nervous? Makes you want to adjust your heartbeat to that one. Where can we get access to Zoom? Through the signal channel. All right, lock it in. You're about 2 seconds away. Let's see what happens here. Let's drop down to the 1 minute. Let's see a push. Okay. We reflipped. Rebroke the high. Interesting. Chat. I'm gonna have a buy on the rebreak of the high. So let's see. Did we get a drop? Hold on. Do we have numbers? Ooh, even numbers. It's rebreaking the low. I don't know if I like that. I think the buys look lovelier than the rebreak of the low. So we might have buys here on the rebreak of the high. If we don't rebreak the high, I'm gonna wait for this to pull back a little. and then the next candle will take us down. I know we rebroke the low here, but I'm a bit skeptical of this rebreak of the low with a heavy push up like that. So let's see if we can create another low, and then we'll rebreak it. We'll look for a rebreak of that. We're gonna have a sell here on this 1 minute flip, gang. If I can put a sell stop here on time. I have a sell stop on the 1 minute flip. Oh, we are activated. The 1 minute has flipped here, and I am activated right here. All right, let's see. We need a rebreak of the lows. Got 3 positions running here. We rebroke the low twice, so I'm going to look to continue rebreaking the low. Spreads are up to 4 right now. I would have had 10 pips, but my spreads jumped. Yeah, that's no good. It's a pretty ugly pullback on the 1, and that's only a 1 minute. We're gonna wait on this 5. There's 1 minute left on this 5. Okay. All right, 1 minute. If we rebreak the highs of this 5 minute candle, if this rebreaks the highs, I'll close out and I'll look for buys above the rebreak of the high. I need this 5 to close first. We had a chance. I was up about 10, 11 pips, but with spread, my spread was like a 5, so I saw about 5 pips. If we rebreak the highs, then I'll have to readjust and go the other way. Ranges are massive, and if the 5 ends up re-breaking its own high, then I think we're going up. The 5 closed bullish. But the 15 is going to re-break its own high here. Once we do, yep, I'll look for buys right here. So got buys here. Just closed first positions, took 5 positions on the buys here. Gonna look to come up a bit. All right, gonna close right here all my positions. Just closed all my positions, so I took around a 30 pip loss spread among 3 positions on the first entry, and I took roughly a 15 pip win on 5 positions here on the buys on the rebreak of the highs. So I'll let Jay do the count. what the total was, and then we'll continue our stream with regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, I took minus 30 on once we reflipped, I closed, and then I took this up to here, about 12, 13. We don't see all closed positions on the last trade. All right, let me, well, they're all closed. So let's count it. $105, 20, 30, 45. Okay. And 2 minus, my total here is minus 52. Between the two positions. No W. The sells here off the news were a loss, and the W's were on the buys. I have a 102 pip combined loss on the sells, and I have a 50 pip combined win on the buys on 5 positions. A total of minus 52. Yeah. I think I would have closed if the spread was less, but my spread was like a 5, and I saw about 11, 12 pips here on the bottom. Did what we wanted, but unfortunately the news came out flat here. So didn't push up, didn't push down, kind of stayed there. I'm looking for more positions, chat. Looking for more positions, but I need a closure. We'll make this back in FOMC. Shit, we might make this back on this stream. But we did what we always do. I think that's like 4th loss of the year on news combined. Am I going to trade 4-hour opening? Yeah, that's a possibility. But I'm waiting on this 15 to close, and we might trade the 15. But I need some closures. You have a late candle or a doji candle here on the 5. This one doesn't really have a bottom wick, just kind of came up, created a top wick. All right, let's set up some levels. All right, there's a win and a loss. Sells minus 102. Buys plus 50. Yeah, I'm not looking to make the same 100 pips back when I took the buys. I'm just looking to see what makes sense levels wise. You're not expecting a pullback there, right? You're expecting the sells to continue, but once you rebroke that high on news, you can't be in those sells. Okay. All right, news played out. Got that out of the way. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Lovely trading session with all the viewers. All the best. How much did you catch yesterday? 130 something. 135, 134, something like that. The day before yesterday, we had 97, I think. Such is life, such is news, and if you guys could see, we went nowhere. This is our news candle, and it's gone nowhere. Rebroke the lows, rebroke the highs, and stayed in the same spot. What's your average lot size? 10 lots. Wicks when you lose. Was it on just now, a second ago, we had sells for news. This is a massive range here, right? And I had 3 positions on the sells here. I had 3 positions. I took shorts here, and then they came up for 30 pips each, right? So 30 pips, 3 positions, 100 pips. We're going with a combined total of all my positions, not how much the market drove. And on the buys, I said I took 5 positions on the buys, and we had about 16, 18 pips on the buys on the best position. Asian, we had a break even. We had 8 positions, 3 pineapples, or yeah, 8 positions, 6 of those were pineapples, and we closed break even for Asian. Last night, 9 p.m., I took a sell on a new 4-hour that opened expecting it to make a bottom wick. Yeah, I took that sell too. That's the one we closed out at break even. We took it on the top wick, and then we had pineapples galore, and then eventually we just, like half hour later, we closed at B. I don't understand this. Like, I took a wick entry on the 4-hour to flip, but it never did. It was a huge 4-hour bearish candle with a steep wick. No, I don't know why it didn't come back and flip, but we were talking about with New York volume, it'll do that. Maybe just there wasn't enough volume to drive. Eventually it did come down, right? If you look at the 4-hour, that trade was based off the 4-hour, and it did, right? That top wick was made. We took sells. We took sells for Asian. This whole right, we took a sell here, we took a sell here, we took a sell here, and we took a sell right here for Asian. Eventually, when it got back down to here, we closed because it played around in this area for a while before. Like, this is a 4-hour candle, right? We took those in the first 30 minutes, and then there was another 3.5 hours for it to come down. So it did exactly what you wanted to do, right? It did flip, it did come down, it just did it much later. It didn't do it on the very next hourly candle. I would have closed BE as well, but I was in school and school bus didn't have any internet. Makes sense. What's your plan today? Well, right now we're waiting on this push, and the 15 just closed here, and the 15 closed as a leg candle. There's a chance this comes back down in range. If it doesn't and continues pushing, then we are looking for the 4-hour closure. How long it take you to be profitable? 2 to 3 years. Because it's not an instance, right? It's like, it's just a time in your life, right? But it's not a specific date you became profitable. So just, I think 2 to 3 years into trading, I started seeing that change. Wicks rate cut is good for gold to go up, right? Well, you'll see it on the charts no matter what happens, right? You got to see it reprinted on the charts first. But we're good to go here the rest of the day till 2 p.m. So I think we could play these ranges. I don't know if it'll drive, but the ranges are big, so we can play the ranges. Very interesting. I would rather this respect support here at 82 and push up so we can get some kind of wick fill. You made this very easy, Wicks. Thank you for knowledge. Yes, sir. 4 years to graduate from uni, so why people want to become profitable in 6 months? No clue. You got to spend some time. You got to spend years here. All right, let's see if we head back into range or if we respect this area and continue up. A lot of range to come up here. That's why I want to push now before the 4-hour close. Right? Because if we close like this on the 30, right, the next 30 to start off the next 4-hour can make a top wick and come down. But if this candle right now closes like this, right, or like this, if we get this candle, yeah, we're looking for bottom wick buys. We're looking to get in anywhere on this bottom wick as it starts forming to start doing this. When you usually set the support resistance line, did you put on the candle or the wick? It's usually the body of the candle, but it's not really support resistance. It's just levels we tend to drive off of. I think in this case, it should be like that. You see right here, this wick that drives off that level. And you see here, it's the body of the candle. So it's really the body, but it's where we tend to drive off of. Flipping the tape. What else? What else we got? Monthly still bullish, so we might just be making a monthly bottom wick. Same thing happened last month. Yep, could be happening here on a monthly. I mean, if we were going to reject on the monthly, this is a lovely area, right? Within these wicks. I just don't expect a continued straight drive up, right? We got 9 minutes to go. If we close with no top wick here, we're going to look for sells off a top wick on the next candle. So if this is how we close like we are right now, as soon as the next candle makes a top wick, we're looking for sells. You got 9 minutes here. Yeah, the signal channel only, that's funny, I don't know. The signal channel only lost 6 pips, 5 pips. I'm down 50 pips, but the signal channel lost 5. That's it. That's funny. Lucky signal channel. I should be in there. All right, Wix GG's. I'm out. Hit my daily TP. That's a W. If you're done for the day and it's not even 9 a.m., W. Sells 87.70. 87. Jeez, this is 40 pips just up here. I know we gotta wait 7 minutes. We must wait. Well, I must wait. A.m. candle close for a sell. At 1 a.m. that 4-hour closed doji. Right. Probably not taking that. Probably waiting for this range to play out. A lot of indecision. Right. So it really depends where you took the sell, because it still came down. It came down a lot more, right? From 1 a.m. you still came down over 100 pips. It just depends where you took the sell and how long you were patient enough to wait. So any kind of push up is good for us, whether it pulls back or whether it doesn't pull back and close with a top wick. That's what's going to determine if we're looking for buys or sells in the next candle. We can't have positions on this current 15 because the previous 15 closed like a leg candle and below the range. So you think about trading FOMC? If I'm home, I might not be home. I want to trade FOMC. I might not be home. My kid has a dentist appointment that I promised to take her to. Not a dentist, the orthodontist for the braces. I think we're taking our braces off today, so maybe it'll be a quick appointment. Maybe it's going to take a while. So you're looking for sells even though this 4-hour candle is extremely bullish? Yeah, there's a possibility we look for sells here. Right? And the sells would have to show up in the form of a top wick. And we would need to have no top wick on the closure here. Or a minor one, and the first thing we have to do is come up. I just don't know if we're going to ride up 90 or 100 pips here before getting that top wick. It's possible. These ranges are huge. So understand it, 10 pip drawdown or 100 pip drawdown, it really could be the same thing because of the ranges. Could be doing the same thing as it would be usually on a 10 pip drawdown. No catalyst, no volume to push, so sell more logic. Well, it's not just volume or catalyst. It's it could trickle up, right? No volume, and we could just see a slow trickle up. But the closures are gonna matter. And the opening of the next candle will matter. I think roughly 88 areas. If we can get to 88 here. Two minutes for the 4-hour closure. Yeah, lock in, gang. We got a couple of minutes till possible positions. Till positions here at the resistance. When you take wick entries in the smaller time frame, create range in the opposite direction, what do? I put my trust in the higher time frame, but then I see if the smaller time frames eventually start lining up with the higher time frame, then I look for ways to manage risk and close. $30 here. We need a top wick first. You know, maybe a 20, a 30, 40 pip top wick. 88 areas. If we can just pop up here off the rip, we will look for sells. I'll let you guys know when I enter. So lock in. 10 seconds here. It doesn't look like we're getting a top wick. Let's see if we can push up to start off the candle. Around 88 areas. That's where we want to go. 87, 88 before making a bottom wick here, before coming down. Is that it? That could be it. Chat, let's take a sell right here. Just took a sell right as we flipped. If we come up further from here, I think we should come down, create a bottom wick. It'll give us a chance to close. But if we come up further, then we'll take pineapples and we'll still look for that flip, because this isn't really a bottom wick. I'm still gonna look for this to come back down. 87, 88. Do we enter now? No, I'm looking for 87, 88 areas. Yes, I entered on the flip, so I have position running here on the flip, and I'm gonna look. We don't have a top wick, so we made like a 10 pip wick and started flipping. So logically, I'm saying if it doesn't drive down, doesn't drive through. Hold on, give me 5 more pips, and we'll look for sells. Coming up. You know what? Let's take a sell right here. Almost there. 86.5. Oh, 86.05. So let's mark them off here. Just took a sell here on the flip. Took a sell right where we are right now. No, 86.05. Right there. Chat, the 4 hour is a long candle, right? We have a lot of time here. We have a lot of time here. At some point, we should be seeing them flippies. And if we, like, I just don't see us continuing heavy up without a bottom wick on this candle and no top wick on the previous candle. I just think we either need to create range and then grab orders, or we need to grab orders and then just drive. So logically, right, if we were going to drive, if we weren't going to drive here, right, this entry here is if we weren't going to drive, then all right, we're still going to come down, create a bottom wick. And if we drive, then yeah, then we just take that TP. That's why I took the entry there on the flip, because it either makes a bottom wick and we close, or it doesn't make a bottom wick and we'll eventually come back down here again. Four hours is a long candle, right? It can drive up for an hour before doing what we needed to do, just like yesterday. Where am I going to take profit? Probably as we start making a bottom wick on the 4 hour. The thing is, it's a big range, right? So you could see a lot more top wick. You could see a much heavier top wick. See this clean range up? You can see a really clean top wick here. Coming up heavy. We got 4 positions running at the moment. Alright gang, I'm going to close full right here. Just closed full as we flipped. The first position closed at break even, and the second 2 positions are closed here now at 15 pips each, so that's roughly a 30 pip W per. I'm gonna let Jay tell us. So there's 4 positions. Two were closed at break even, and 2 were closed 16 and 17 pips. So 33 pips, chat. We're missing 1 position. Yeah, it was a break even. That's the first one. 0.8. Same one. Same thing. Plus 33. So 32.1. No, the first one also 0.8 on the dot. So the first 2 positions closed 0.8. So yeah, 32.1. That's exactly right, Jay. So we understand how this works, right? You understand why we took that sell, even the 4 hour is massively bullish. I told you the closure is going to matter. The opening is going to matter. Close no top wick, and we opened with a top wick first. That's our sign for sell. This tells us there's no more range. This tells us we've grabbed orders to come back the other way. That's what we're doing right now. Okay, let's close these out. We started minus 102, chat. We're down 19 pips. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. Like I said, I'm not looking to make the 100 in the very next trade. I'm just looking to take the same bits and pieces that I always take. Right? And we can't switch up the way we trade based on the results of a previous trade. Day's very young. Will you trade NYC open? Yeah, we're still trading. We're here for another 2 hours. But look at the 5. It's closing now, but as it was open while we were coming down, we closed at B on the first position because this could very well just be a bottom wick on that 5 to flip. You gotta have experience with these positions as it's against the trend. Yes, yes. My knowledge is guided by experience, and the experience gives me confidence to stay in that position even as it's driving against me. Because if it's driving against you, that doesn't mean that probability of your trade has gone down. You're still ahead probability wise, right? As it's coming up here, right? As we're making this top wick and you see price coming up and you have a sell here, right? You're taking sells as you're getting that top wick. You are ahead probability wise. It is likelier to come down and flip than it is to continue driving. So you're ahead probability wise, even though numbers wise you're seeing negative in the terminal. It's only temporary because you can't be a sniper all the time and know this is exactly the level you're going to reject. You put yourself in a position where, yeah, that level can make sense, but you don't know that's where it's going to reject, right? So you understand, hey, there's a chance I see more drawdown, but as long as I'm taking those sells off resistances, I should be able to get a bottom wick on the next higher time frame candle on the 4 hour. So these resistances are possible levels we can come down from, knowing the 4 hour needs to make a bottom wick or create a range, which means it'll pull up and needs to create a wick so it'll pull back. And either a pullback or a drive down, it'll give you a chance to manage risk. Streamed agent for the first time to cover market mechanic last night. Bro, you got 5K subs. That's fucking wild. That's incredible. Good shit. Yeah, clones, Jay. Like let's say if I have a buy stop or a sell stop for multiple positions, they get activated. Sometimes when it happens too quick for the bot to recognize the second position, and it'll post one. Same thing with closures. If I do a bulk closure, sometimes it's not even a bulk. Sometimes if I just double or triple click on the same spot, the X's on the terminal to close out the trade, if I do it too quick, it won't read all of the positions. So typically if you see me do pineapples and I close one position, it's me closing all. If they don't all appear, you just should be aware that it's me closing all positions. Yeah, now we just kind of wait. This is really indecisive here, right? All we knew that this was going to flip. If we had the top wick first, all we knew it was going to come down bearish and flip. How far it's going to drive bearish, or if it's going to respect this area and just close doji, we don't know. We understand we have the advantage. Our edge here is a trade off the top wick, understanding that we are going to flip. How to close multiple positions, MT5, right click, go to bulk operations, and then just close in bulk or bulk closure, and it closes all positions at once. How many accounts did you blow before becoming profitable? Hundreds. In the first 2 years, hundreds of accounts. It could have been the same account 100 times. I don't remember, but it was hundreds of accounts. Yeah, you see, I'm smart, but I'm not a genius. I learned off my mistakes. I didn't really learn off other people's mistakes. If I was a genius, I would have learned off others' mistakes, spent less money learning, and been way further ahead right now, but all in good time. How do you close half? Same thing. Modify position, market execution. In the drop down, you go to market execution, and then you pick the amount of lots you want to close. So let's say you have a 5 lot running and you want to close half. You put 2.5 and you press close, and it'll close 2.5. Did you get back the money you've lost on blown accounts? Oh yeah, years ago. Yeah. So I started trading 2018. By 2020, I was like 150 grand in the hole, in the red. 2 years, $150,000 later, I finally got consistent. And from 2020 to 2021, I was consistent and making money, but I wasn't profitable because I didn't make all the money back that I've lost before. Because you're not profitable, right, until you're in the green. And for you to be in the green, you have to take the combined total of everything you've spent in trading, and then everything you've earned. And as long as what you've earned is more than what you've spent, then you're in the green and you're profitable, right? But if you're trading and you're winning, but you're 100 grand in the hole and you haven't made that back yet, you're consistent, but you're not profitable, right? You're just making your money back. Once you've made all that money back, and then, everything you've spent on education and learning, and you stay consistent, now you're still making money, then whatever on top, then you're a profitable trader, right? So first 2 years I spent losing money. Then the third year I spent making money, but it wasn't money in the green. It was money that I was making back from the first 2 years of losses. And then by like year 4, 5, 6, I'm already, it's house money. It's all profits. but it's a like it goes very quickly. It goes very quickly, right? Especially as your accounts start getting bigger, right? It goes very quickly, and then you take on a lot less risk, so you'll be able to hold positions because you're risking less, because you don't raise your lot size with every W, but every W does raise your balance, right? So the risk becomes less over time. I mean, my clubhouse, the clubhouse can tell you, I was at like 600, 700,000 like half a year ago, right? My account's sitting at 1.1 right now. So it starts, it's not like that curve, right? As you're growing, it goes like this, and your trajectory starts getting steeper and steeper and steeper, and over time your trajectory just becomes like this, and it starts growing really quickly. I think I showed the clubhouse my terminal like half a year ago, and we were sitting at like 630, 640, something like that, or 650, I don't remember. All right, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, re-breaking highs. The 4 hour doesn't really have a bottom wick still. There's still a chance this comes back down, re-breaks lows, but you need to reject off of resistance. Screenshot some trade. Yeah, some trades we were in at the time. I don't remember why I sent it. Something must have happened, right? I was trying to show that a loss shouldn't be too much or something like that, or that we recovered losses pretty quickly. Right? It was, I don't remember. There was a point to me showing it. It wasn't random. It wasn't to flex, for sure. Also, don't stress, with losses, small losses or big losses, because every time we've ever had a loss, we've always made it back and continued forward, right? So there hasn't been a single loss that hasn't been made back. And that's really confidence building, right? If you're able to make back losses over time, right, and you've taken multiple losses and you've made them back multiple times, right, it's just, you're gonna have a different level of confidence when you're taking losses. You're like, that's not a big deal. I'll just, it's gonna be back, right? It's gonna be right back in my account with time. How'd you earn your starting balance? It was small deposits over time, right? So it was like 5 grand. I think overall of my capital in my account is around 40,000. I think I counted before, it was around 42,000 to be exact, or 41,800, something like that. That's the total of my money that was deposited, and it wasn't at once. It was like 5 grand, and build it to like, trade it to like 8, add another 5, add another 2 a few times, then, got to like 20 grand, added like 8, it's So overall, it's around 40,000 of my own funds that were just deposited over time when I had a smaller account. So you trade, right, and you make some more money, or if you, some of you guys have jobs, some of you guys use JOB funding, which is good. Mainly jobless here. Oh, you guys were part of the statistics today? Tell me you guys were part of these stats today right here. See, this is why we lost, because you guys were part of these stats. Uber funding, that's funny. What we haven't done today is smoke that holy joint. Let's get rid of these levels here. He entered 2 times in the loss. I think like 5 times. No, the loss was 3 positions at around 30 pips each. 32, 33. So it came out to a 102 pip loss among 3 positions. And my win was 5 positions. When we took the buys, the plus 50, that's spread among 5 positions. Actually up this morning, plus 25. I think if you didn't have my first entry on the news, and right, you're doing pretty well. Like if you didn't take the rebreak of the lows, or if you were a little bit late, you have everything plus take away the negative 102. So add 100 pips to whatever you did. Well, I used 10, but I think I'm going to start using 20s next week. That first trade got you a bit, but we recovered. Yeah, but you know what? Like I can't not take it, and spread was at around 5. We might have closed full at around 11 if the spread was like 2 or 3. NYC open here in 5 minutes. Thoughts on NYC? We might have positions, but I want to see how we close on the 30. Because whatever high we establish here, right, we're going to have to retest. So I want to see how we close and how we open. How much room do we have? You know, how much range do we have from the opening to retest the highs? And I'm also skeptical with that 4-hour no top wick. When you close sells and open buys, most positions you took didn't show up. When I closed sells, I announced that I'm going to close full, and on the sells, I told you I opened 3 positions. Right when I opened it, I said it's 3 positions here. And before we took the buys, I said, if we break the highs, I'm going to close out positions and take buys. And as soon as that happened, I said I opened 5 positions here to come back the other way. So you had 5 10-lot positions opened on the second trade, yes. Then you want to change your lot? Yes, I just said I'm going to change it probably next week to 20. I'm going to leave it alone for election week. I lowered it for election week to 5, but I've taken a loss on Monday. I'm like, no, I'm going back to 10, and I'm going to raise it to 20 probably after this week. You know what's awesome, Wix? Having you on the other monitor and seeing how you trade, even though our trading styles are different. Just nice hearing your thoughts all the way from Melbourne. Yeah, it's just my thought process, just behind the scenes of what I do and what I think, right? Doesn't mean you have to do what I do. A lot of people trade ICT here, but they're here for the vibes. Some people here just, to really learn to trade. Some people here to copy. Some people are here to take bits and pieces and make it their own. Whatever value you get out of this, say, more power to you, boo-boo, right? But, I'm just here trading as I would usually, and you guys get to actually kind of eavesdrop or spy on me. Then 120 lots or still 2 trades? No, it'll be 2 trades to start. I'll just raise my lots. My initial opening is always 2 trades. My initial trade is always 2 positions. $30 seconds here. All right, 30 opened up here, bottom wick. Chat, let's take a buy right here. So just took a buy, 2688.8. We have a top wick on the 30, we have a range to 95, and we opened up here with a bottom wick. 2688.8. There's a level right where we were that we drive up right here, that we drive up from and finish the range. So that's what I would expect. Strong 30 push. We don't have a top wick, and the first thing we did was come down here. And we have a top wick on the previous candle, which shows some range to fill. We closed above the most recent, we closed above the overall, and we have range to 95. So that is what we're looking at. This trade is mostly based off the 30 here, right? All right, I'm going to close half at 10 here. I'm going to go break even on my second position. I closed half at 10 on the first. See if we get a small push up. I'm just going to close full here at 14 pips, 13 pips. W just closed full, both positions. I hope they both showed up in the signal channel. So close full. Not lose full. Ah, shit. I put close full in the signal channel and it says lose full. Hold on, let me delete that. Close full. Oh man, so you won a total of 23 pips. Yes. I'm not sure if everything showed up, so I just put close full in the pip thing. Lose full. No lose full. Recovered losses. You can hold here. Yeah, you can hold. I'm just gonna wait. This is how I work. Right? If it dries up, great. I'll get another great entry later on as the hourly closes, right? Banger trade, sold it on the black market. W. How do we calculate pips? A total of all my positions open. So I had two positions here off a bottom wick, right? One closed at 10, the other one at 13, total of 23 pips. Why did you choose that position to take the wick entry? I just said we closed above the overall and we closed above the most recent. We left a top wick for a range to fill. We opened up with a bottom wick, and if you look across here, let me put the line here. Boom. If you look across back in the day, this is an area we drove up from. So I figured once we close and we get this bottom wick to this area right here, 2688, I'm going to look for entries to come up because this is an area from which the market has driven up previously, right? Look at this bottom wick, look at this closure, right? And look at, this is where these wicks top out. So anywhere within this area is where I was looking for a wick entry, and look at that. That's where the wick was, and that's where we got the entry. It just, multiple things have to line up, right? Why do people say R is important without it you can't be profitable? I don't know. People, you know, it's hard to teach an all dog new tricks, and people are so set in their ways and they think that what they know is the right thing. But little do they know that in Forex there is no right or wrong. It's just perspective, right? You could have had sells from here, from the opening. I could have had buys like a few minutes later from the opening. We could have both won. You know what I mean? It's just perspective, what you're looking for and where you recognize your edge. We started off with minus 100 pips, but don't panic. Have confidence in what you do and know that it works, and you'll be fine. We've made it all back. right? And we didn't need to look for 100 pips on those buys up here. We didn't need to look for 100 pips on the sells right after for 32. We didn't need to look for 100 pips here right now. We just continue taking our positions, right? Stay disciplined, waited, planned, and executed. Gain pips back. Yeah, I mean, that's how it works. Remember last time we took what, it was 60, right? Last time we started off a stream with a loss. I think it was like a week or two ago, right? We started off with minus 60, and next 2-3 trades we finished the day at like, you know, plus 20, plus 30. It happens. What were the stops? There's no stops. There's no stops. I don't trade with a TP and a stop loss. I only do everything manually. So when we drive, if you guys saw that even the closeout is we started breaking the highs right on the news trade. When we took our news trade and we started breaking the highs, you saw that it wasn't a stop that got hit. I didn't put a stop loss there. I just manually closed everything out and I manually opened buys. How many big losses did you take this year? I'd say around 4 that were like in the hundreds. But we have like 200 wins this year, or like 150 wins this year. So I'm really curious how we started off the year. Can somebody go back to our like last stream of the year of last year and see what the record was? Curious to see how we did this year compared to last year. Eddie W, appreciate that. Thank you for 199. Donvo, start streaming. Could you please not stop streaming? Tell him to go stream agent. He's not starting streaming. Do you still trade towards the end of the year in December, as usually there's quite low? So we do trade all of winter break. We will trade into New Year's. All of Christmas and through New Year's we will be trading. There will be no days off. No days off. If anybody remembers last Christmas, we destroyed last Christmas. We had 2 weeks of streaming. We didn't take a single loss in those 2 weeks. Okay, 62, 17, 28. No, that wasn't the record on December 31st. It's got to be way more. $79 and $20. $79 wins, 20 losses, 29th of December. All right. So this year, 76. We're 200 wins and 26 losses. 197 and 26 losses this year. So out of 220 trades, 20 are losses and 200 are W's, right, this year. You trade every market day open during Christmas? Yes. Jay, we will be trading all the Christmas break. As long as I'm not out celebrating Jesus' birthday and getting lit, we will be trading my birthday, your birthday, Jesus' birthday, Santa's birthday. We will be trading all of it. If the market is open that day, we will trade. Okay? Last year we traded all the Christmas break, and I think we went like 15 and 0 or like 18 and 0. We didn't lose a single day last Christmas break. And I told you guys last year that, hey, we're going to stream Christmas break because for the last few years, I've been noticing that when I take the Christmas break, right? I used to take 2020, 2021, 2022. Those years, those 3 years, I would just take the days off. I would finish off in like mid-December and be like, all right, the whole industry's taking a break. I'll take a Christmas vacation. And then every day I'd wake up and check the charts and they would be moving like crazy. So last year I said, no, you know what? For the past few years, it's been moving and we took a break. We're not taking a break. We're going to stream and we're going to trade. And we went 18-0. I think it was even better than that. And it was a lovely way to close out the year. We destroyed the charts. And tons of viewers. Yeah, we were averaging like 2,000 viewers for those streams. Because I think the entire industry was off, right? So I peaked, I have it written down somewhere that my best stream, 2,200 viewers. FOMC, yeah, I might not trade. I told you guys, I might not. Depends on my kid's dentist appointment. Just if we get her braces done or not by that time. 2,200 jobless bots. No, they weren't bots. You know how I know they weren't bots? Because this chat was flowing so fast, I didn't see more than half the messages. Maybe this Christmas will tip us over to 26.4K subs. I'm trying to be at 30. I don't get how we're at 26K subs the whole year. I just don't get it. How much did you make last year percentage-wise? Like 300%. All right. So the 15, the 30, it's come up, created that top wick, coming back down, right? The 4-hour doesn't have a top wick, so let's pay attention. We might break down completely here. You stream Asian as well? No, we only do Asian once a week. That's Sunday market open, so Sunday 8 p.m. Eastern, and that's only for the private session. So everybody in the Signal channel gets access to that. 300%, yes. Yeah, last year my account went from like 160 or 180 to $500,000. Like 550. But like Don hit $1 million in 9 months from 100, right? It took me freaking like quadruple the time to do that. Or triple the time. You ever feel like your wins were due to luck and now luck's running out? Hell no. Hell no, I don't feel like that. No, I think Don did it in like 9 months. I was like, bro, we started off at the same spot. How are you like 5 times further than me? Your risk is managed a lot differently than Don's, so it makes sense you took long. You know, we used to be a lot closer in the way we trade, but it's the time apart trading separately and slowly coming up with, you know, with your own edges. It kind of started separating us a bit in terms of trading. But I mean, the overall ideas and our foundation is the same, right? So we still look at a lot of the same things. How do you manage the losing positions? You don't use a stop loss, close out manually. You saw today for news. We broke the lows, we had positions, and then we started coming up. We broke the highs. I just closed everything manually. It's the lot size. Yeah, he was trading a bigger lot size than me. I see this coming up, but like we've created a low. I don't think we need to continue driving up before coming down and grabbing orders. Like the market needs to come down for bottom wicks on the higher time frame. Whether the daily closes like this and then we come down for a bottom wick or just drive down. But the way I see this is we would have to retest 2660, 2660, 2670 areas from where we are right now. I think we need to come down another 200 pips before the market decides to drive up completely. Right? It shouldn't move just in this 4-hour candle or in this daily candle. It shouldn't be just a straight drive up. We can close bullish, but it shouldn't be driving all the way up. We're going to need to come back down, grab orders, right? And if you look on the higher time frame, it's going to take a while to happen, but you got to support. Whenever you find a resistance here or here, you'll have to come down and retest these areas before making a decision to go up or further down. Still interesting, right? I'd still be interested. Maybe the hourly here in 10 minutes closes with no top wick, and we can look for the same position that we had on the last hourly open. Still early, still early. I think we'll be here till 11 max. Now he's stacking 30 lot 3 times, fucking 90 lot. He always did that. He always stacked 2 or 3 positions at 30 lots. Actually, no, not always. That's recent. He used to just trade the 30 lot by itself. And then on pineapples, he was stacking. Do you also drive Emmanuel? I don't know who Emmanuel is, so he probably takes the bus. I definitely don't drive him. You learned from Don? No, I did pick up a lot of things from Don. I hope he picked up a lot of things from me too. We learned together, I want to say, a lot of the time. A lot of concepts were like we also like went over off stream, like right outside of, we traded together on the live streams every morning for half a decade, right? So obviously there would be a lot of similarities. We would discuss a lot of positions, and then after streams, a lot of times we would do like some you know, some back testing sessions just to work out on new concepts, and we would do it together, and a lot of new concepts would come up together, right? We would like the no top wick and closures with no wicks, celery and onion plays, like that was all like mutual effort. But he just had a perspective on the market that wasn't intuitive to most people, very counterintuitive, and you know, that thinking outside the box pushed me to think outside the box and in a very similar fashion. So he definitely had a major effect on my trading, right? His mindset definitely rubbed off on me. Or his approach, right? The things he would be locking in on definitely rubbed off on me. Can you explain how you use the 1 minute? Only off news. We only go to the 1 minute for news, and only in the first 5 minutes of news, because high volume news will tend to play out and do what it does price action wise on the higher time frames, but it will do it at a faster pace. So to recognize what it's doing, we go to the 1 minute. What are we looking for to take more positions? I'm waiting on this 1 hour closure. I want to see if we close with no top wick. Maybe we could look for more sells. Or do we close with a nice steep wick, come down first to look for some wick entries? Or do we avoid the opening here of the next candle and wait for more data to print, more candles to close? I've literally learned the true value of a wick from you. Which direction price push at the open of a candle, taking wick entries to get a better entry point, and the value of the 4 hour candle. Yeah, that's the 4 hour candle is the most amount of data you're gonna get during our session, right? That is the strongest candle closure we get during our session, right? And if that's the most data, you can probably base, you know, your strongest analysis. Once you can probably create your strongest analysis once you see that closure. Massively valuable. Oh. Very good point you just mentioned. Yep. Right. If you're the president, right, you want data to make decisions, right? You want information about the decisions you're going to make, because that's going to trickle down to everybody. Same thing here, right? We're looking to make the highest quality decision, and that highest quality decision is based on something. It's based on the available data, right? It's based on historical price data. That's what we do. Technical analysis, the study of historical price data. And that 4 hour closure gives us the most data possible to make the highest quality decision possible. Three minutes. All right. Let's just wait. Last year, 5-minute strategy. We don't get to where we are now without that 5-minute strategy. It was a step that we needed to take in order to understand things about, about our current strategy. It's just the evolution of our strategy. I'm 18, my account size is only 700, what lot 0.01. If you're asking me about what lot size you should use, it's always 0.01 if you ask that question. Because that tells me that you're learning, and if you're learning, there's absolutely no reason for you to be risking anything. But you need to have skin in the game and feel like it's a live market, right? So 0.01, because you're not looking to get rich. You're not going to get rich off 0.02 or 0.05 either, right? So what's the point of adding extra risk? Just learn first. So 0.01 till you have some years under you. I think you said you're going to take a buy when it breaks the high, but not that you're going to take 5 buys. You're right. I took 5 buys, and I said it after. I said I took 5 positions here once I opened it. I said I'm going to take a buy. I'm going to close out the sells and take the buys if we re-break the highs. And then as soon as it happened, I said I opened 5 positions here. Yep, 1 hour closed. First thing you're doing is getting a top wick. Not too good, because once you fill this wick to the left, your advantage point's gone, and then you have to wait for more closures. You're in buys? No. We're not in any positions. They're just talking about something earlier. Thoughts for price tonight? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. Yeah, we're not done here. We're gonna be here till at least 11. Random as fuck question. Do Americans eat potato wedges? Yeah. I'm only human after all. Yeah, we eat potato wedges. At the end, these cool words, all cool words tie to back to price action. Yeah, just learn price action. You won't need anything else. Is the FOMC stream likely or unlikely? We'll know by around 1:30. If I enter position based on the 30, can a pineapple be taken based on a smaller time frame? Yes, but you want to, as long as that pineapple's bouncing off a support or a resistance. But then again, you'd rather it be a higher time frame support or resistance because it's going to be more valid. It's a stronger confirmation. No reels on IG? I honestly have been so busy. I just haven't had time to shoot any reels or create reels. I gotta get somebody to do it. I need a videographer because I have so many real ideas. Like, right, I have a lot of stuff written down. I have a notebook full of real ideas, but it just I've done a few of them, but not all of them. There's a lot of funny shit, a lot of cool shit. I need like a videographer following me around that does like, all right, we need to do this, and somebody be like, all right, yeah, because like, you know, when you're doing things by yourself, it takes a while, but if you're doing it and it's two of you, it takes, you know, you can do triple the work. I think I've said this with my private group, right? When you're by yourself, you get enough work done for one person, but if there's two of you, you can get enough work done for three people, right? When it comes to this, 1 + 1 = 3, not 2, because two people can do 3 people's worth of work when they're working together. How many monitors do you have? 3. I have 3 monitors. My Discord and my terminal is here. My trading view is here, and the live stream is here in front. Okay, the 1 hour's rebreaking highs. No wick fill? No wick fill here. We made a top wick first, came down. We have these rejection wicks here on the 15. We're at a resistance. We've tapped this wick here to the left which was a previous market low before we had this drop. So this was a support, a strong support. So highly likely it turns into resistance. If it doesn't, we'll see price blow right past this point into the middle of the next range, and then we'll look for trades there, right? That'll give us an indication of direction and volume. But for now, while we're at resistance here, and we've had 1, 2, and this is the third time we're tapping this area, and we're staying below it, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna force it and say, all right, we're gonna break through. I don't know if we're gonna break through here, right? But if we do and we have a heavy push, we'll be ready. How's US looking after Trump's victory? The same as it does every year or every day outside the election. Like, we had the election, but now everything's forgotten, right? That's it. Now we can all stop fighting, right? Trump's going to be president no matter what. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no other way around it. So we can all stop fighting and go back to living our daily lives. Because now it's irrelevant. We're gonna do so well, and the people are so nice. And Kamala, what a loser she is. And China, but we are doing so well. We're winning bigly. She gave the biggest sore loser speech yesterday. Yeah, she sucks. She literally sucks. She sucks as a human being. Yeah, border's gonna be sealed like a Ziploc, bro. Trump's gonna fry the economy. Damn, that's a pretty uneducated statement. What are you basing that on? His last 4 years that he was in office? Say yes. Say yes. Because we had the greatest economy the United States has ever seen before COVID when he was in office. Why do we do daylight savings when night lights are goated? Let me know, just so you could be in tune with the rest of the world. Because if you don't do daylight savings and everyone else does, you'll be late everywhere. Or you'll be early everywhere. So it's kind of like to fall in line with the rest of the world, right? Otherwise, you're fucked. You don't have to do it, but then you'll be an hour off from everyone else. billionaire don't know how to do finance work. Ah, man. I don't know. Do people just want to be heard? Don't you realize that when you say some out-of-pocket shit or like dumb shit, people see through you, and then you're marked for life here on the chat? Don't you understand when you say some really dumb shit? It's not, these people right here aren't your friends from the playground. A lot of people on the stream know what the fuck they're talking about, right? Forget me. Don't you think, like, because you don't know them in real life, you probably don't care, but like, you don't want to look like an idiot in front of a crowd, right? Saying some dumb shit where every single person you know they're looking at you and they're thinking how fucking stupid you are, right? Why are you okay with doing that on the stream here? Like, let me just show up, say some dumb shit, and then the entirety of this audience, 500 people, will sit here and think that guy is an imbecile. Think before you type, or just, you know, if you have a question, ask a question, but don't say some random shit that makes no sense. You give yourself away. You give your cards away. We can all see through it, and then we all think you're an idiot. We don't want to do that. Word. Doesn't have the brain indicator. I met Don at the gas station though. Oh, shit. I met him in prison. We all have our stories. Wiggs, do you not believe your daughters should have full freedom over their own bodies? Another uneducated statement, Ethan. I know what you're hinting at, and the basis for your statement is flawed. Do some research. Come back to me. Trump or Kamala, camel tits, neither one of them. The president has no say when it comes to abortion. The executive branch has no say in what happens to a woman's body. If you've been so gullible, or if you've been gullible enough to believe that that is the case, and you've listened to Camel Tit's sad story about the women's body, you're a fucking fool, because the president has no effect on that. Yes, I have daughters, and the president has no effect on what they do with their bodies. He does have an effect. It's not about the party either. It's nothing to do with the president. It has nothing to do with the party. That decision is left up to the states individually. So each individual state makes its own rules and laws when it comes to the topic of abortion. Whether you're pro-choice or pro-life, the executive branch and the federal government has no choice, has no decision to make, has no effect on that. If you've been sold a bag of lies by Camel Tits, it's your gullible ass fault for believing it and then spreading it like an idiot. Don't. Do some research. It's not about the president. It's not about the party. It's about each individual state making its own law or its own decision. I'd hit. Smash. Smash. Don't ever listen to a woman and believe every word she says. That's right. But pretend you're listening. Don't ever listen to a woman, but definitely do your best to make it look like you are listening. You don't need the extra headache. The women ate that shit up. Women came out to vote for her in droves, and they still failed. Women ate that shit up. They were like, "Oh shit, he wants to get between me and my body and not let me get in the board." Like, yeah, women got riled up for no reason. Fucking idiots. If we disable aliens while Trump, how can you disable aliens? Nah. Oh, you mean like not let them in? Disable. What are you gonna do? Build a roof? We can build a wall. We can't build a roof, bro. How big would a dome have to be to cover the United States? Elon could do it. Disable aliens. You can't disable aliens. W for Don with his post on X. What did he put on X? I have no idea, chat. Let's look it up. Let's go looking for things. Just apply for a green card, wish me luck. Why didn't you do this shit like 2 years ago when Vegetable Biden was here? Because Papa Trump's gonna seal this fucking border. I don't see anything. All right. Yeah, he basically reiterated what I've said about him. Right? You provide massive value. Right? for years, right? And you know, you have one thing happen, all of a sudden you're a criminal, you're the scapegoat. Nah. Just reiterated what I've been saying. Are you still talking to Donvo? Yeah, we had a nice conversation last night. Check our Warhammer 40K to see space racism at its finest. You made your 5% loss yet? It was like 2 days ago. Yeah, we made half of it back. It was only a couple days ago. Works. If you talk to Don next time, can you please tell him how's that conversation gonna go? By the way, bro, my chat wants you to add new songs in the Spotify playlist. Fuck your chat, bro. How the fuck you expect that conversation to go? Tell me calling about his car extended warranty. I'm gonna hit him up, be like, look, bro, I gotta charge you for the air in those tires. Sending you the bill right now. Don had a couple thousand monthly. I don't know. I have my opinion on Don, and I've said it before. I think social media is full of BS. People are just so blinded by social media, right? And like, people went out like at his expense to bring themselves up, went out on a limb calling him a criminal, right? I promise you, like, I don't need to promise you. I just know, he never needed none of your money, right? You do good shit for people, and then one time it breaks, and all of a sudden you're a villain. No, that's not how it works, right? You're human, right? Some people just handle things differently, right? But you don't all of a sudden become a villain because something went wrong. You know, you want to, you know, that's why I said social media is fucked. Right? You can comment, right? You can make whatever comments you want, but don't try to leverage it to your advantage. That's the thing. That's the thing with me, right? You guys love to kick people when they're down. I don't think that makes Buddy a villain. I don't think everything good that you've done should be forgotten in an instant. Right? That's not what makes you a villain. The social media has made him a villain, right? It sucks losing money, but it's not like you can't bring your money back, right? It's not like you can't win it back, right? No, but for everyone saying he was in on it with the broker is just incredibly stupid. There's just no money in that. No one intentionally goes out and loses trades, chat, right? Broker, he had a deal with the broker is the dumbest shit I've ever heard, right? You make a lot more by generating profits than you do by, you know, by shitting the bed. Right? You make a lot more by generating profits for yourself and for others than you do by just, you know, having a one-time scam and never doing it again. It's just ignorance. It was the lack of communication afterwards that made supporters turn on him. Okay, I can see that point. I can see that point, and everybody just handles stress differently, right? But I think I just saw that I didn't saw his. I'm not talking about his supporters turning on him. I'm talking about the industry turning on him without any legitimate information, and just, you know, spreading a whole bunch of shit that wasn't true. And the thing is, they weren't doing it just to do it. It was always to bring themselves up. Whoever had something to say and post on social media, it was really to hype up their own trading or to hype up themselves at his expense. And that's what sucked. Go read Don's post. I just read Don's post a second ago. Who's got time to read? I know one thing. He's got my full support. If he needs anything, you know, I'm gonna be right there helping him out. Why doesn't he address it? I don't know. I'm not the spokesperson for his business. Your questions about the intricacies, the ins and outs, and of the business and how it's run or how it was run, it's not, shouldn't be directed at me. I have my opinion, and I have a platform to voice that opinion, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not agreeing with you. I'm just giving you my opinion. But just because that's something that happened on his work side of his life, that doesn't mean I'm all of a sudden, you know, gonna look at him differently. No, I know where my loyalties lie. Do you? Losing trades was always a possible. It's a fucking ma'am or a Pam. Yeah, it's a risk instrument, right? When you put your money into a mutual fund or to a risky broker and they lose your money, right? You don't put 100%. Like I've said this before, like if there's a MAM or if there's a mutual fund or if there's a brokerage that takes your money, right, to trade, and they tell you in advance that you could lose all your funds, and you deposit 100% of your life savings in there, who's the asshole, the trader or you? The mutual fund or you? The brokerage or you? The brokerage has disclosed the risk to you. They've told you this is very risky. You said, all right, I'm going to put 100% of my life savings in there. And then when it loses, it's the broker that's the asshole, not you? No, you shouldn't have put 100% of your life savings in there. And now you don't know what to do. Do 5%. What was stopping you from putting 5% in there? And then seeing if it works. And if it does, you'll add more. Or if it gets blown, you're like, all right, what happens? I'll put another 5% in there. Greed. You guys, you're all looking for that lotto jackpot. Right? So I'd say the investor is the bigger asshole, but no one says about the investor, right? You guys, oh, some guy is suicidal because he lost money. Well, he's the asshole that put 100% of his life savings in there. Take some responsibility. Stop looking for scapegoats. Stop looking to blame others. Yeah, there's blame to go around. But you, my friend, the one that's blaming people, you know, your hands aren't clean. $30 closed. Not much doing. Made a top wick here first. I don't have an edge here at this point. We're gonna need to see a strong drive back down in range. I think if we could see something like this, this would be lovely. Right, that would be great. If this 30 can take us down like this, this would be awesome. If we continue up, I'm gonna need a heavy push-up. And the reason why, we are at a strong support / resistance, right? Or a resistance that's now turning into a support. This is an area from which the market needs to drive heavy. So as it does this or as it does this, this isn't the drive. It's making a decision here for now. Once it does this or once it does that, it's made the decision, and then we can hop on, right? But for now, in this area, it's decision time. It's trying to establish a support or trying to break it and then establish that as a resistance to continue down, right? And if that's the case, we need to be more patient to see which one of those it is, because this is a level from which we drive. Up or down, this is a level from which we drive. So let the market drive first from this level. Don't let it trickle up right now. There's a difference between the small little trickle up, trickle down versus a strong drive through multiple levels, you know. So let it make that decision in this area, and once it makes that decision, we'll hop on after we see that decision has been made, not before trying to be correct, right? Let it make the decision, and then you'll just hop on the next stop. But this is an area that we need to drive heavy from, either up or down. Breathe wicks. Well, for months, there's nobody else. There's not a single person that can voice anything on Don's side, but for months there's multiple streamers, multiple influencers, brokers, fucking communities, all just talking shit, and a lot of it is not unfounded. A lot of it is not based on any actual knowledge, and most of it is just rumors spread, right? It's the spreading of rumors just to make yourself and your community be relevant at somebody else's expense, right? Calling no trade, just staying to collect data. Yo, Wix, how do you get into breakouts with no top wick? It creates the range top wick with the next scan, it goes back down. Like, what's the entry type? Breakouts with no top wick. You don't get in them. You broke out to the bullish side, to the upside, but you have no top wick. You just don't get in. You wait for the next candle, whether it's a smaller time frame candle or a bigger time frame candle. You wait for that range to be created. Will you trade off FOMC? I already told you guys I'm going to know that around 1:30 if I'm going to be back on the charts in time for FOMC. But then to ghost for the people, it's a bit sad, I would say. Maybe, but he doesn't have a PR team, right? Doesn't have anybody advising him on you know, on proper PR. And I wouldn't say his PR is just whatever his comfort level is, right? We all handle stress and risk differently, right? I mean, that was, I guess, his way of handling stress. I can't speak on that. I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't help not having answers, right? Because it leaves room for you guys to make up, or for the industry to make up whatever explanation they want, right? But it's also up to you to fucking have a brain and do your due diligence and some research. So how would you handle stress, right? We all handle it differently. Me, I discuss the shit out of it. You guys see me take a big ass loss. You guys didn't even know about the loss that I took a few days ago, right? 5% loss. I just came here talking about it. I just like to discuss shit. I like to have shit out in the open. I mean, people have different approaches to stress, right, and dealing with things. That doesn't make them a villain. Yeah, I know things that have gone down with him that like would probably be a good explanation for you guys, right? Oh, that's why he didn't discuss it, right? Or that's why, like, I know enough things to be like, yeah, that makes sense for you not to come out publicly and start discussing it. But I'm just not at liberty to discuss those things with you guys. If he ever wants to talk about it, and if he ever wants to mention it, I think you guys will have a lot more understanding towards where, you know, from where he's coming from. I'm not at liberty to discuss that. I don't have the authority or the permission to, you know, to discuss the intricacies of his life, right? And what went down and how it went down. I think if you guys knew the whole story, you would be a lot more understanding, right? But it's not up to me to discuss the whole story. That would be already up to the man himself. That would be up to Don. Maybe that's why I have more understanding, because I know the behind the scenes. It's just I'm not the person to discuss that. All right, coming back down. So we might see something, right? We might see some pullbacks. Let's see. Let's see how we react. Remember I said we need to first figure out how we react in this area. until we see a strong push off this area up or down, I'm gonna be sitting on my hands here. Yeah. And I'm not saying you guys are wrong either, right? A lot of you guys did, you know, you lost capital by, you know, believing in something, right? And you weren't wrong to believe it, right? I feel I feel for everybody that lost capital, but did you guys lose 100% of your capital? Did you, did you lose 100% of your life savings? I'm sure a lot of you aren't as affected by it because you knew not to put in your whole life savings into a PAM account. A lot of you just manage risk in life, right? So yeah, I feel it. I feel you guys. Like, there's no perfect outcome here. But there needs to be a conversation, there needs to be understanding. Problem is that it's easy for everyone to adapt to someone else's opinion. Oh yeah, of course. You see somebody create a video bashing them, and then you see somebody, you know, you see a whole bunch of comments hopping on that. No one, meanwhile, it's nobody from the community. And like, it's a lot of times, it's, you know, people have no idea what's going on, but it just sounds good. They're like, all right, we're on that bandwagon. Hey, Aditya Raj. Appreciate, what is that, rupees? W. Donny Boy got the real one supporting him no matter what. I mean, I don't know who's supporting him or not. I haven't really seen, but like I said earlier, I know where my loyalties lie. Do you? I'm gonna wait on this 1 hour closure here in 15 minutes. We had a 15 close just now. It doesn't look too great. Close bearish, doji, weak candle. There's a small support here that can now turn into a resistance if we hold this level. So we're still gonna wait. Probably gonna wait this hourly through. I have evidence, shows screenshot. No, they're like, so he was in on it. Word on the street is that he was in on it. On, you know, with the broker. And I'm like, word on what fucking street, Elmo? The fuck you talking about? Where are these streets that there's words on them about Don? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, word on the street? And then they create a whole video based on the word on the street. Quick stream until FOMC, no. just to be clear, I'm not one of them. I didn't invest in this. That's another crazy part, that you get a lot of these people coming in here like, he's a scammer. Donvo is a scammer. I'm like, how much money did you lose? And they're like, no, I didn't use the ma'am. I had no money. I'm like, how the fuck are you talking? Like, you have no dog in the fight, bro. Have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up, bro. Wait, let people that have, you know, skin in the game talk. Fuck are you saying? All proud and shit. Like, I wasn't in there, but I'm just gonna talk some shit anyway. I'm just giving unbiased comment. Oh no, I understand your comment. You're completely right, Rock. I know you're not complaining. I read your comment. You know. So you're right. It's just the people that are complaining are also from your perspective, or coming from where you're coming from, right? Just they're not invested, but they're complaining. Anyway, as I've said before, I'm here to provide value through my own trading. That is all I'm here for. And smoke weed. You're right. Kenny, my man. This guy, man.
Just give me the light. Just give me the light.
Kenny, man, just
give me the light.
Oh, man, chat. We got one more day of trading tomorrow. We got Friday tomorrow. The account recently blew up. Are people still crying a month ago? Yeah, I think they're still crying from a month ago. Yeah, I'm gonna have a full of this holy joint. Go outside before this fucking smoke machine turns on. No, I don't mean the smoke detector. I mean the smoke machine as in me. Before I stop pulling on this. God, it's beautiful outside. Do Muslims say Jesus Christ when they're like pissed, or when something happens? Do they go like Jesus Christ, or do they like say like Muhammad? What do they do? Muslims, tell me. They just say fuck. Haram, Shah. Astaghfirullah? What the fuck is that? Yalla yalla. I used to work with a Persian girl, and she would always be like, yalla, 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 yalla. I'd be like, red. She'd be like, yalla. Blue. Not a joke, Wix. No, I wanted to know because I came outside and I was like, Jesus Christ. And then I'm like, what did the Muslims say? You been to Dubai? No. Oh, Lord, forgive me. That's what it says. I just want to know because you guys aren't Jesus people. So like when you're pissed, you know how Christians are like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no weed in Dubai. That's why I don't go. No filter wicks. If you guys think the shit I say is fucked up, think about the shit I almost say. That's fucked up. I've told you guys before. Some shit that I almost say is really fun. Muslims don't use the name God the same way when they're pissed. It's a cultural thing. Just, you know, I honestly want to know. If you could sit at a table and smoke with him or her, dead or alive, who would it be? Okay. Dead ass, 15 years ago, it was Lil Wayne. Like 15 years ago, it was Lil Wayne. Somebody asked me that question when I was like 25 or like 20, in my 20s, early 20s. I was like, man, I had the Carter 3 in my in my CD player. I had the drop. I was like, yo. Now probably it's Tate. No, now it's like honestly, it would right now if I could sit down and smoke with anyone dead or alive, it would probably be someone like Leonardo da Vinci. If I could sit down with Da Vinci and just like we could understand each other and I could just, because he was a visionary and maybe Nostradamus, so I could be like, bro, who's gonna win the ship next year? I'm trying to make some money betting here. Maybe Nostradamus. But like I think Leonardo da Vinci was so, maybe even Nikola Tesla. Tesla, Da Vinci, like people that were really far ahead of their time. I would really like to pick their brain and find out what it was that made them such visionaries. And you know, you doubt they were smoking? Well, you didn't ask me if they were smoking. But like I would probably want to, you know, just kick it with some visionaries. Think about how that weed would hit. It would just, yeah, I'm not big on smoking with Musk. He's like, I don't even think he's human. I think he's an alien. He's strange. Like, I don't see that conversation being as fun as it should be. People waiting at the Zoom door? No, there's nobody at the Zoom door. No, everyone's in there. Kamala. Nah. I'd probably smoke, and every time she'd reach out for the J, I'd be like, nope. Nope. Sucks, huh? All right, I'm just getting hit. Nope. Yeah, I wouldn't let that bitch touch my joint with your lips. I don't give a shit. Yeah, imagine like if I could smoke a J with Miss Cleo and be like, you know, just give me a breakdown of all the NBA winners for the next 10 years. You seen Kamala giving a fake phone call? That shit's crazy. Bro, what's crazy is she had the phone to her ear and it was a Zoom call. That's what's crazy. I'm like, so do these people just are getting a screen full of wax right now? What the fuck? Yeah, there's nobody at the Zoom door. I'm looking at it right now. There's nobody waiting. Two minutes for this hourly closure. We've created a bit of a resistance here, right? And a support. We're stuck. So this is not an area that you want to be in a trade. This, or you can be in a trade here. This is not an area where you want to look for an entry for a position. This wick to wick is a range, and it's a range full of indecision. There's no range and we're driving. We have not made a decision. In the last two 15-minute candles are both at the same price that they began half hour ago. We haven't gone anywhere. We've reached this area and we haven't gone anywhere. Light's gone. I'm going to try to put it up over the weekend. It's not a place where you want to be stuck in a position. Created a range, filled the range, refilled the range. We don't want to be anywhere in here. $20 doesn't look that great. Le candle on the 15. Might get a top wick on the next hourly candle here and come straight down. That is one ugly 15-minute candle. What's the 30 look like? A doji. So you held support here, but that closure tells me we might create this top wick and drive straight back down. Top wick created. It's gonna get interesting. Yeah, I don't know if people like opinionated wicks. We've lost like 200 viewers. Or maybe it's late. That's why people got a dip. Are we back to 26.2k subs from that conversation? Oh, man. YouTube, why you do this? Why you got me banned? Love hearing opinionated wicks. It's a breath of fresh air in a fresh pair. Yeah, but the real question is, will we go up or down from here? Slightly irrelevant. BTC is about to punch all-time highs. Yeah, I read about that yesterday. I didn't even look at the BTC chart. This is ugly, kind of ugly, kind of ugly. You need a lot more things to happen here. X-Files scared you as a child? That's funny. You want to know what scared me as a child? Hide, everybody hide. That scared me as a child. We had different childhoods, bro. Different childhoods. Some of you guys are like, yo, that shit still scares me. How many of you just looked in your rear view mirror if you're driving? How many of you just went, oh shit? How many of you are driving right now and started checking your rear view mirror? I started running for no reason. Do your mic impression? Which? Oh, Tyson. Pino. It's gotta come naturally. It's gotta come naturally. Just like the Trump thing. It's gotta come naturally. We're doing so well. Alright, so we just talked about this, right? We got to create that top wick and probably drop down. We literally just discussed this based on that 15 closure. We literally, which is one of the 3 hardest things to say, right? In this life. Literally just spoke about this. Anyone just mumble through it when you guys gotta tell you? Anyone just like literally? Like what? Literally? Yeah, I think we're going to call it a session here, gang. The way it's printing, it's going to need a few more candles. Even if this drives up right now, I'm going to need that candle to close. Possibly more positions for signal channel, but it really depends how long it takes to set up. Might give it a miss. I've made good pips this week. Tomorrow's Friday, and I have depleted my mental capital. Yeah. That's what I'm feeling. My mental capital is a bit depleted. What the Snoop Dogg doing on stream? Snoop Dogg things. He's taking care of his health right now. He's building a healthy habit. He's practicing healthy habits. All right, so here's the deal. Here's what we'll do today, gang. I will post around 1:30 if I'm going to be back in time here for FOMC. If I am, we will run a stream like 1:50 to like 3, till around 3. If I'm not, then I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Same time, same place. Right here. Where will I post? In my Discord, by the way. Go to the Discord channel and go to my IG. Go follow the IG. So I'll probably post on both. I'll do both. I'll post on the gram and I'll post in our Discord chat. And I'll post. How about this? I'll post regardless. I'll tell you guys, yes, I'm making it. No, I'm not making it. But I will post regardless of what happens, just to let you guys know. All right. Thanks for the value as always. Have a good day. Absolutely. Later, Tom. Later, Joe. Everybody else, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you guys so very much. You know what we should do, chat? Let's spam some dubs for getting back to into the positive today. Right? Let's spam some dubs. All right, thank you, gang. Appreciate that. Small little story. Yep, they're free. Exactly. Show up to the live streams, they're free. Getting a little predictable here, right? As for me, my time is up here, just like that. All right. We can use that. We can use that. Gang, calling it a session. Let's get our outro queued up in here. Boom, we got that queued up. Election week is almost over. Papa Trump coming back into office. Another great morning. Didn't start off great, but we already know the deal, right? We're not looking to make our losses back in the next trade. We're going to continue trading our plan. And according to plan, we made everything back and then some. All right? That's the goal. Just stick to your plan and win. Show up every day and win. And if you can do that, if you can rinse and repeat and do that over a long period of time, you will be well on your way towards your goals, right? But don't look to hit a goal, look to grow, right? Growth over goals all day, every day. All right, gang. Love and wisdom to you all. Oh, I think we missed our outro. No, let's cue that up again. The outro's got to queue up for a whole outro. Anyway, mods, thank you so much for helping me run the stream. Love and wisdom to you all, chat. Zoom gang. I'll see you guys on the clubhouse side. Oh, I see Nick here. I didn't see Nick at first. All right, Kenny, you guys switch places again. How you guys do this? Kenny on top. On top for the day. You win, bro. You win. All right. As for me, my time here is up. And just like that, gang, another New York session is in the books. Enjoy your day, everybody. Follow the IG. I'll post if we're streaming FOMC or not at around 1:30. See ya.